everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we are playing with the Chanel Fall Collection. Yes, the Fall Collection in July. I don't know what to say. So if you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. So I'm laughing in my intro because I have the Chanel Fall Collection here. I have all of the items in the Fall Collection that are limited edition, which is everything except 2 of the nail polishes. On my YouTube community page, I put the 2 nail polishes that are part of the regular collection. I can't remember their names right now. I think it's Brune Fume and anyway, I'll put it down below as well. But everything is limited edition except for the 2 nail polishes. So I picked everything up because 2 reasons. 1, it's Chanel. 2, it's fall. Actually, 3 reasons. 1, it's Chanel. 2, it's fall. And 3, actually, I do like all of the products that I picked up. So in other words, I love the contour sticks. I love the Laques. I love the nail polishes. Those are all products that I really love. I love the Chanel lipsticks and I love the nail polishes. I do actually use all of these products. And before I had a channel, I had all of these products and I was using them regularly. So I felt like since they were limited edition, and this year has been so odd in things selling out and then other things not selling out, I decided to pick them up. I also heard from my SA that these are very limited in boutiques. So I don't know if they're limited online. In other words, there may be tons of them online, but in the boutiques themselves, there's a limited number. And I don't know if that's average, like every year there's less, or just because they just had the summer collection and the fall one's so close behind it that there's less of them made. Don't know. So, you know, I don't know, like I said, I don't know how many things are available online, but at least from what I'm hearing at my local boutique, there's a limited amount of stock. So I decided I would just pick them up. I'll be happy that I have them and move on. One thing I did pick up, if you saw my Instagram, that's not part of the fall collection at all, is the massage oil for body. This is the vanilla one. I've mentioned this in other videos, and I love this stuff. I think it's awesome. You can only buy it at the boutiques. You cannot get it online. You cannot get it at a Chanel counter at like a Saks. It comes in a very large bottle. It takes a long time to use this up. And the scent is absolutely heavenly. I love it. It's very light. Of course, this one's the vanilla, so it has vanilla scent. But it's not strong at all. It's just a nice light scent on your skin. And I love it for the summer. Year round, but I absolutely love it for the summer. I don't really like to use creams on my body in the summer. I do wear, like, I do a lot of body creams in the winter, but in the summer I do like an oil, and this one is just fantastic. It's not cheap. It's Chanel, but it is 8.4 fluid ounces, so there is a lot in there. You get a lot for your money, but again, I'm not going to say it's inexpensive because that would be lying. But it's Chanel, so you kind of get used to that if you're, you know, buying anything from the Chanel boutique. So let's move to the fall collection. So there were 4 contour eyeliners. There were 4 nail polishes. Like I said, I picked up just the 2 limited edition ones. There was, let's see, the 4 Laques, pulling these out, 2 lipsticks, and a blush. And I'm going to show you the blush in comparison to Jersey. I'm also going to have a post tomorrow on Instagram. My SA is going to send a comparison between the 2 so you can see them side by side. Let's close this up. Okay. And I would say that the way that they did it this year with the Laques and the liners, they seem to match up. So I'll go through all the swatches. We can see them all, but I think you have like a color for the liners and then the Laques. The lipsticks, there's a reddish tone one and sort of a pinky neutral one. And like I said, the blush looks a little bit like Jersey, but browner, but we'll get into that. So let me pull my hair back. On my face today is the Chanel Le Beiges foundation. I have the Chanel Powder in Sunset as a bronzer. I have my brows done. Everything else on? Not everything else on. So that's it. And yeah, and I'm going to keep it all Chanel today so that we don't, mix, we don't want to mix brands. Okay, so let's start with the blush. Let's start with the blush. The name of this blush is Ombre. Don't really know what that means. It's 608 Ombre. 18 months. Just looking to see if there's anything different. I don't see anything different. And yeah, looks the same amount of weight. Yeah, okay. So the one thing that I will say is this is the new formula. This is not the old formula. I don't love the new formula. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. What can you say? I mean, I don't know why they changed it. Anyway, they didn't ask me. Okay, so over here is Jersey. Over here is Ombre. You can see it looks like Jersey, but it's tanner, and it looks matte to me, or at least semi-matte. If I'm just looking at it there. Let me swatch it. Jersey is one of my favorite shades. When I was doing makeup, I would always pick Jersey if the person either had a very pale skin tone or they just didn't really like blush. I always went with Jersey because it's safe. Like, it's just a good pinky neutral. So yeah, this is definitely browner. I like it, but it's, yeah. And it's not as pigmented as the old, it's just the new formula. So you'll see, I'm building it up, but it's just not as pigmented. Okay, so here's Jersey, old formula. Here's the new one, Ombre. It's pretty. It's not like it's not nice. It is nice, but it's definitely browner, and it has more of a, you know what it reminds me of a little bit? Mocha. Let me pull out Mocha. Hold on. Now, Mocha is a shade that they haven't had in years. This is a discontinued shade, but there's some, it recalls back Mocha. I'll swatch it and we'll see if it's, this is Mocha. Mocha still looks pinker, but let's try it. This is, of course, an old formula. Yeah, it's pinker and more pigmented, but that's a whole different thing. Okay, so here's Mocha, here's Ombre, and then Jersey. Yeah, if you look at it, Mocha has more of a pink. Jersey this is Mocha. Mocha has more of a pink. Jersey has a little bit more of an orange, and the Ombre in the middle is more of a tan and less pigmented. So let's try it on the face. Let's use the new Sonia G cheek brush from the Lotus collection. As I've said a million times, it's not dirty, it's just not clean. Okay, so let's use Ombre on the face. Maybe you didn't see, but I posted my Tom Ford Illumination, Shade and Illuminate blushes. I have 3 of them. I don't have all 6. They have not been released yet. I'm hearing August. Who knows if that's the case? Because first it was June, and then it was July, and now it's August. Don't know. There's a rose scent. At least I smell rose. Maybe it's argan oil. I don't know. It smells like rose. Okay. It definitely looks matte to me. I don't see a shimmer there. I think it's a nice shade, but it definitely is like, It's like a tan with a little bit of pink. So if that's your shade in the middle, if you like that, it's fine for me. I'm very pale, so, but it doesn't, you know, there's really not a lot of pink in here. Okay, so that's the blush, and I will have swatches up on Instagram probably before this goes up, actually. So we'll see. Depends on how much I can get done tonight. Okay, all right. I didn't expect this to come so quickly, or I would have been a little bit more prepared, but all right. So let's do next. Let's put some illumination on. I'm gonna use the Metal Peach. And I'm gonna go in with the detail brush from the Lotus collection. Just put on a little bit. Like I said, that blush, the ombre blush, does not have any illumination. At least it doesn't look like it has any on me. It looks like a soft matte. It's not, it doesn't look bad. It just looks like it doesn't have, you know, a sheen to it. So I like it a little bit better with some sheen. It is a really pretty shade, and I actually do like it on me, but I would also say I think it's meant for somebody who has a pale complexion. I don't think that's going to show up on someone with a deeper complexion. Okay, let's look at the liners and the Laques. I will put them on my arm next to each other, and we will take a look at the shades. And then we'll talk a little bit about the formulas. If you haven't used these before, the contours are, the best way to describe them are really soft kohl liners. I think they're great. I love them. I don't love them as much as the waterproof liners. You know, I love those. The new shades that came out for summer, like that's my favorite liner of all time. Those things don't budge. I don't care what you do. They don't come off. They are awesome. They don't, like if you have a hooded lid, they won't come up on your lid. They're great. And those are my favorite. But they're not like, when you first put them on, they're smudgeable. But then after that, they're not smudgeable. They stay put. The kohl liners are much softer and more smudgeable. But if you're somebody who has oily lids, or you don't want to have it smudge, you might not like these. These also work, you could just put them all over your eye as like a actual eye shade. So it's a very different formula than the waterproofs. Okay, and I know they're not called waterproofs. I know there's stylo, whatever, but I don't ever get the French right, so I just call it the waterproofs. All right, so first let's do the liner in Contour Beige. And I'll try to make it thick enough so you can see. See how soft that is though? I mean, like, look how easily that goes on. All right, so that's Contour Beige. This is what they look like, by the way, in case you've never seen them before. So that's Contour Beige. And in case you don't know, all of these come with a little like sharpener at the bottom. The waterproofs have the same thing. The waterproofs are just thinner and a different formula. Okay, so that's the Contour Beige shade. And the corresponding one in that, like it's not exactly the same, but I think it would probably be the, what did they call this one? Hold on, please hold. Lame Ivory? Yeah, Lame Ivory. And we'll talk about the formula of the Laques in just a second. Because if you haven't used them before, I want to say some things. Stop focusing on my face, camera. There we go. So this is the Contour Beige and the Laque in Ivory, Lame Ivory. Let's do the Graphite, and I can compare these to the waterproofs as well. So there's the Graphite. And then the corresponding is Laques Acer. I don't know exactly how to say that. But it's the grayish one. I think it's Acer. And then we have the liner in maroon. This was the one I wasn't gonna pick up because I don't really like the maroon shades, but I decided if I was gonna get the other three, I was like, let's just get them all. And then the corresponding lac is Laques Fouillère. I don't know. You'd think my French would get better, but it doesn't. And then the last, which is the one I was most excited about, was the khaki. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That's the liner. And then the corresponding is Laques something. Bronze? I think it's Laques Bronze. And I know they're not exact, but like, you know, these are, if we're gonna go with like the shades that most correspond, that's what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Get my face out of the way so it'll focus. And those are the 4 contour liners and the lacs. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the formula, and I'm going to put some shades on here to compare with the waterproofs. So I will pull out the Gris Graphite and the Khaki Metal, the Vert Emerald. So I'll pull out a few of these. But so I would just say that the lacs are really, they're beautiful. And I really like the way they look on my eye. But I have dry lids and dry skin, dry everything. And for me, it's not an issue. They kind of go on in a way that if you have oily skin, oily lids, you might not like this formula. Once it's dry, it does stay on. It does dry down really well. I would just say that they might be a little too heavy and a little too liquidy for people who have oily lids. I don't have oily lids, so I don't want to say that and then be like, and people are like, I have oily lids and it's fine. I just notice that they are not as, they don't dry down as much as some of the other liquid products that I have for eyes. So they may be an issue if your eyelids are particularly oily. That's all I'm saying. So just keep that in mind. This is the graphite, the waterproof one. I'll do it here so you guys can see it. This is the one that just came out over the summer collection. And you'll notice it looks a lot like the lac, but it's definitely different than the liner. It has much more like charcoal in it, and it's sparkly. The lac is a little bit sparkly, but the contour liner is not. Okay, then let's take the khaki liner. This is the Khaki Metal, and you'll see this one is definitely lighter than the liner in contour. Let's do the Prune Intense, which also came out. You can take a look at that next to these here. There is some similarity between the Prune Intense and this new liner, contour liner, but I think it's more, it's got more of a almost like magenta pink undertone, where this one has more of that, like a deeper undertone, more grape. And then last but not least, let's do the Vert Amarad too, because that came out. You'll see this is very different than the other, the khaki colors. You can see that's much greener. And then in comparison to the this color here, the beige, I don't think I have a liner that's really that shade because I don't have matte taupe. It's the one waterproof liner I don't have. I have 23 of them, but I don't have that one. So I don't really necessarily have anything that's this shade here. I don't really have a liner that corresponds with that. I have the Ore Gold, which might look a little bit like the Ivory. Might be a nice combination. That's it right there. So, which one should we use today? Well, maybe we leave them on for a second and let's take a look at the lips and the nail polishes while that dries on my arm. So the first shade is Maude. These are Rouge Allure Velvets. So these have more of a matte feel, but the reason I picked them up is because they're velvets. They're not mattes. I don't pick up mattes anymore. I find that I just don't wear them. I wear the velvets, but I don't wear mattes. And the other one is Low Key. All right, so let's do Low Key first. Put it on my hand. It's a nice pinkish, peachy shade. And then the other one, Maude, they said it's like a brick red. Everything goes pinkish on me, so we'll see, but that's Maude. I mean, I guess it looks kind of like brick red. It's a pretty shade. I'll wear that one today. I think it is kind of like a brick red, but we'll see. So then we have the nail polishes, and like I said, I only picked up 2 of them. I did not pick up all 4 because only 2 were limited edition, and I don't know, somehow it seemed like it was better that I didn't pick up the entire collection, even though I just didn't pick up 2 nail polishes. But anyway, I felt a little better about myself. There's Beige Cendre or Cendre, and then Terre Brûlée. So those are the 2 shades in the nail polishes. I will have something on Instagram. I'll swatch it on some tape so you can see them. But this one is the Beige Cendre. It kind of looks like a cement color, which actually I love. I love those kinds of shades. I don't know, 90s. And the other one looks kind of like the Maude lipstick, and it's called Terre Brûlée. So I'll make sure those are swatched on some tape, and we'll have them on Instagram. So that's everything in the collection. I've just showed you it all, but I'll put something on my face. So let's do, sorry, my brain is like shutting down for the day. Let's do like the ivory all over the eye, and then we'll use this khaki liner with it. So I'll bring you in just a little bit closer so you can see it a little better. I think you can see also now the blush kind of like settling in. It's a really pretty blush. It's just, it is really light. So anyway, okay, so 2 things about the Laques, like I said before. I like these, but they're very liquidy. I'll show you when I put it on my eye. They're very liquidy. Some people put these on like directly. Some people use a brush. You can use your fingers. If you use your fingers like I'm about to do here, it's a very light wash, okay? Like really light. But what I would tell you is if you look at it, you can see how like watery that is. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take the Laque and I'm gonna put it on my eye. And then I'm gonna take a brush. Now, I like this kind of formula because I like, and I've talked about it with the Sonia G creams and the Denesamyrex and the caviar sticks. They're easy. Like, you just put them on and they're kind of one and dones. You can put other shades with them, but I use these more as one and dones. And that's it. Like, you wait for it to dry down. I kind of keep my eyes slightly closed and I wait for it to dry and then I'm out the door. If you open your eye all of the way, you can get like a creasing in the product. So you just want to decide, you know, see, it's already basically dry. Like, it's dry now. It's dry on my eye. So this shade, you can see it's really light. That's the ivory. All right, so we'll do the same on the other eye. And I'll use the brush on this eye because it won't really make a difference. You can wait a little longer though with this one than you can with like some products, like the Sonia G ones and some of the Denesamyrex, some of the caviar sticks. You don't want to even wait like a couple seconds because that stuff, once it's dry, I mean, like, it doesn't take long. But one thing you can do with these, because like I said, they are liquidy and because they do dry down eventually, so you can put them on like I'm doing now and leave it. So don't blend it out. Just go over it with the little spatula thing they give you. Just leave it. Keep your eyes kind of like this until it dries. It doesn't take that long, guys. It's like count of 10, depending on how humid it is in your house. It's very humid in my house right now. Anyway, you probably hear the dehumidifier running in the background, and I apologize for that, but I'm not turning it off because it's like 90% humidity in our house. So anyway, you can see like it looks thicker because I didn't shear it out. And then you can go in with a brush or your finger or whatever you want to do and still move it around. See what I mean? If I tried to do that with like some of the Sonia G or Sonia G or like Denesamyrex or even the caviar sticks, you wouldn't be able to move it after that long. So it's not completely dry yet. So you want to take a couple minutes and let it dry down. I really like these. Some people have said they're too heavy. I get that because they're like a liquid and you can feel them on your eye for a little while. Unlike some of the other like liquid shadows, you can feel these. So I get what people are saying. I like them. And I think they're great looking. I just think they're really easy and shimmery and pretty. All right, so let's take the khaki liner and use this. Now, like I said, these are the contour ones. They are softer, much softer than the waterproofs. So what you want to do, I mean, depending on what you want to do with it, and I got stuff all over my arm, so I might transfer that, sorry, but is go in carefully with where you want to put it. And I'm going to smudge these out, but I want you to see they go on super easily. I mean, it's like the softest pencil you'll have ever used. I mean, I really can't think of a softer pencil. They're just super soft. And then take any brush that you want. This is the Cajun Hughes number 12 brush. This is a short brush, but you can use like pretty much any brush because any brush is gonna work to smudge these. They're very easily smudgeable. And then once it sets down, I think you'll be good. But some people with like oilier eyelids have told me that it moves on them. So that's why I'm saying if you're looking for something that just doesn't move at all, I'd go with the waterproof, the stylos. These, from what I've heard, they move on other people. They don't move on me, but I have really dry skin. So I'm gonna put it on the lower lash line, smudge it out. And like I said, you can use these as eyeshadow as well. See how pretty that? It's a beautiful. I mean, they're really nice. They're really nice liners. But I get, because they are so soft, I could understand why somebody with really oily eyelids might not like it, or a really hooded lid might not like it, because if it transfers on you, you know, maybe that's not something you want. So let's take the Lame Bronze that has like that greenish shade to it, and let's see how it works over the ivory. Like if I put it in the corner here. and I can blend it out. You can see that one has a lot more, like, it looks like it has a lot more pigment. And so you can put it over the Laques, the other one. Just remember, they are gonna set down, so don't take forever. I mean, you have longer than you have with like some others, but, so there you go. You can definitely blend them out. You can make them, you can put them on over each other. You're just gonna have to work quickly if you want them to blend well, because there is, you know, when you're dealing with these types of products, they not stick to one another, but like they're not powders, so they're not gonna, you know, just easily blend. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely make it that work. And that is a pretty combination, actually, the khaki and the ivory. If I was doing this in real life, I would have waited longer between putting the two on together, but it does work. I love the liners, and I love the Laque formula. I generally, almost always though, just use these as one and dones. I don't try to mix the two. It's just, if I'm gonna use these, they're used for like simplicity, which I like. So I'll just put it all over the eye. All right, so let me put on some mascara, and then we'll go to lips. Okay, so mascara's on. Use Chanel, of course. Of course, what else could I use? So that is the look with, I have the khaki contour liner on, the ivory, lame ivory, and then the a bronze. And as I was saying with these Laques, you can see like it's a beautiful, like they're a beautiful lame, like shine, gorgeous, stunning. They're not opaque in the sense that when I use them, I always move them around. Like I always use my finger or a brush. But as I was doing it, I was thinking to myself, I never just put them on with the paddle and leave them. And if you did that, I guess they would be pretty, like, they could be opaque. I just have never done that. I've always just used a brush or my finger to kind of like move it on my, like, you know, put it on my eye. So I'm thinking about that now, and I'll have to try it because I haven't. And I love the way they look. I always think they look, to me, like just shimmery and pretty. And like I said, I almost always just use them by themselves. I don't really mix the shades like I did today, but I wanted you guys to see that you can do it. But they probably are a lot more opaque if you just leave them and don't brush them out or use your finger to like, it's just what I've always done. Just interesting, right? Like you get into patterns about how you do things. So I'll try it with just putting it on my lid, letting it dry, and seeing how opaque it is, because I haven't done that. Okay, let's use the, I forgot the name of it already, Mode, which was the deeper one. I don't have anything on my lips. I'm not gonna use a liner, so you guys can see what it is. Again, these are the velvets, so they have more of a matte feel, more of a matte look, but they are still, they're comfortable. They're, to me, they're not, you know, drying. Okay, so that is Mode. What do we think? I like it. I think it's a really pretty shade. I'm not, you know, it's brick red. Like I think it was described as like a brick red, or maybe they didn't describe it as brick red. Let me look. Maybe I'm imagining that. Maybe I just imagined that it said brick red, and maybe it's not. Hold on. Okay. I think it's described as a brick red, but it doesn't really look brick red on me. To me, it kind of goes like a neutral red, which is, you know, what it could be is that it is more of a brick red, and because everything goes cool on me, that it becomes neutral. That's the thing. Like for me, for my skin tone, things go pink. All right, so this is the final look for today with the new fall collection on. So on my face is the blush in ombre. I do have golden peach over it at this point. So the blush doesn't have that illumination. The illumination does. The highlighter does. I have on the ivory and the khaki Laques. I have on the khaki contour liner. I have on the lipstick in Mode. These are all the shades. And on my hand is the Mode and the Low Key. Again, these are all the liners and then the Laques next to them, and then the ones on the sides are the waterproof liners, just to give you a comparison. So I'm really happy with this collection. I think all of the shades are beautiful. And because I've already said I like the formulas here, none of these products are new. The contour sticks have been around for a while. I like the contour sticks. I think they're great. I think they're smudgeable. They don't move on me, but I have heard people who have oilier skin say they do. So just keep that in mind. The Laques, I've heard that, again, from other people, not from me, that they're a little too heavy. They move on them. That experience, but again, something just to take note of. The nail polishes, I'll get swatches and put them on Instagram so you guys can see those. The lipsticks, I love the velvet lipsticks. I wear them in the fall. I don't really wear them in summer, but I love the velvet lipsticks because they give me the opacity that I want without the dryness of a matte. So velvets, I really like. And this shade, I actually love this shade on me. I don't really wear red very often, but I do really like this red. But on me, it doesn't look as warm as it does in the pictures. Again, things go cool on me, so it's probably that. So just keep that in mind when you're comparing it, when you decide if you want to pick it up. If you look at it on my hand, I think on my hand it looks warmer than it does on my mouth. Right? I think. And then this one, Low Key, looks really pretty. It looks like a peach, but we'll see. It probably goes pinker when I put it on my lips. Yeah, and so the blush, I like this blush. Ombre works for me. I think it's pretty, but it's not very pigmented because it's the new formula and it's like a tan pink. I think if you're, looking for that kind of shade, you're going to like this. But if you already have Jersey and you like Jersey for the pink undertone in it, this one's going to be too brown for you. It depends. Do you like a tan, brownish looking blush? If not, probably not for you. All right, guys, I'm obviously going to be playing with this a lot more. I just got this, literally just got the package today. So I'll be doing a lot more with it, and I'll continue wearing different shades. But I wanted to get this up so you could see it, because if it is really limited, who knows anymore? People are always like, it's limited edition, and then it's, they have tons of it, and it's not limited at all. But in case it is, you could at least see some swatches and shades as soon as possible. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in another video really soon.